So for loop is something in which you can use like uh, on a collection of data if you want to perform some operation. So then in that case you can go with loop concept, right? So in case of for loop, if you are providing this collection of data, then uh, you can have a temporary variable. Okay, like here we have each item. You can have anything like X, Y, J, whatever. But I have given it a name each item. So make it more readable. That's it. Okay. Even each value is better. Yeah. So this is each value, and this temporary variable will store the value of each element from this collection in each iteration, right? So in first iteration, it will have the entry one. So entry one's value is this one. So the each value will store this thing. Okay. And then if as it is a dictionary, so if we want to like if you remember from our yesterday example that we need to only welcome if that is a female, right? So we need to get the sex. So this is the dictionary we will get, and in this dictionary if we want to get the value of sex, so we need to check what is the key for it. So this sex is the key. So in dictionary you can pass in this way the key and get the uh, associated value, right? So this is if condition where you give if keyword and then the your condition. If it meets true, then only whatever written beneath this will be executed. Else it will go to else part, and whatever is mentioned here that will be happening, right? So if we are doing break, then for loop execution will stop, right? So in this case, if as our first entry is name Raj and sex male, so it will not execute this if part and it will go to else part, and here the break statement is given. So this loop execution will stop and it will come out of it. Okay, if you want to continue to next one, so for that purpose you need to use the keyword continue. So it skips the current iteration and it goes to the next iteration. Okay, so that's what you can do. If we will run it. Yeah, this each item is giving error because we changed its name to value. Okay, so this is working. Welcome, this and welcome. Okay. So this is about for loop, and then we have a while loop. So we can use the same example and we can do it with the help of while loop as well. So in case of while loop, we write while and then we give a condition. Okay. And we need to find out then like what will be the sex, right? For that we will have a variable, and this thing free entries dot value will give you a dict item as output. So dict item is not subscriptable, so we cannot directly work on that. So we convert it into list, and when we will convert it into list, we will get whole this entry as a list, right? So we need to have index, like for first iteration we need this value, second iteration this value. So for that purpose we will be using index of that list. So list of 0 in first iteration will give you this thing, sorry, this thing, because we have only values, and in values we need the value of sex keyword. So sex keyword we took, and output will be male, next time male, third time female. Okay, and I is starting from 0. Okay, so I is starting from 0. So we have only 5 entries, but it will keep on increasing. So there will be a point when index will be list will be out of index. So we need to form this condition so that whenever the index value is more than the length of the list or dictionary, so it will come out of this loop. So for that purpose, we have taken another variable n, and it has the we are making use of length inbuilt function in Python and checking the length of this dictionary. And if I reaches the length of the dictionary, then we stop the execution. So this condition will become false, then while loop will stop executing. Okay. And we also learned about if else, right? So if part, you can give the condition, and if it meets true, then it execute whatever written inside it, whatever logic. Or if does not meet, then it goes to else part and do whatever written in logic written in this part. Okay. Uh, Third thing we learned about yesterday, if else and then elif. And if you can have a condition like suppose I equals to 10, I equals to what? I equals to 10 or something like okay. Suppose this the entry is a value, then I divided by 2, I percent 2 equals to 0, print it's even number, and else print it's prime number. No, odd. Okay. I'm sorry about this. I have to recap whatever we learned. I started recording, I stopped recording. How it is not available? I want an answer from them. 5 basic to even. It's a even number. If suppose it is 15, it's odd number. Suppose there is a scenario where we need to write one more condition. What could be that? Suppose we want one more condition that if it is completely divisible by 5, then we need to print it's divisible by 5. Okay. Just making up. So I percent, by the way, percent is for remainder. Okay. 5 equals to 0. Print given number is divisible by 5. Yes. So now check this. Okay, so 15 is not a even number, but it is divisible by 5. Then also give the output this part. Okay, so this is kind of if your requirement to have switch case implementation in Python, just like in C and other language, then in that case you can go for this. If this this condition meets to something, if it does not meet, check for another condition. If it meets to the things whatever written inside it, or if it doesn't meet anything, then do a particular thing. Okay, so this kind of thing, if you need to achieve, you can go for if else elif. Okay, So this is about all of it. Let me share this as well in the Slack so you can easily remind all of the concept. Yesterday we looked into it in great details, right? So okay, cool. Now let's come to our next topic. Yeah. Which is function in Python. Okay, before going to that, I would also like to show you something. Okay. So we have for loop also and while loop also. So when we should go for loop and when we should go for while loop. Okay. So it's completely depend on user discussion. Okay, like you developer has to decide which is suitable in your use case. Okay, if we talk about while in this particular scenario, if we talk about for loop, so it is just 4 lines of execution, right? 4 lines of code. And if we talk about while loop, so it has these many lines of code. Okay, first thing. Second thing is we can check the complexity. So for loop means here the loop execution is going on. So what is the complexity of it? So for one execution, it will be one, and there will be as many entries here that many times it will execute this for loop, right? So 1 into n. Okay, O of 1, O of 1 into n. Okay, so n times. And these will take one time and this will take one. So you can execute. So O of n it is. And here also it will be O of n. Okay. So complexity wise is same. But if you will see from the perspective of memory, how much it is taking. So it is taking memory address for these variables also, right? These values. So in this scenario, for loop is better, right? So this is a way you can decide like what should I go with? Okay, should we go with for loop or should we go with while loop? Many a person would say that if you have given a collection, then you should go for loop. And if you do not know in advance how many entries will be there, how many elements will be in the collection, then you should go for while loop. But I do not believe in that. You need to decide as a developer while developing that what should I go with by considering these scenarios. Okay, fine. So now coming to the next concept, which is function. Okay, so what is function in Python and what is the need of it? Okay, so with example, I would show you why it is important to have a function. Okay, recording is happening, right? Yes. So, so suppose till now, whatever we have written, suppose I need to write, okay, I need to write a Python script, which will be used to perform some mathematical operations. Okay. So suppose I need to do addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication. Okay. As part of my script. Okay, I need to give these functionalities. So for addition, what you can do? Suppose someone is giving a 10 b equals to 20. Okay, I need to do addition. So a plus b. Okay, print a plus b. Then we need to do the subtraction. So a minus b. Then we need to do multiplication. Then a and 2b. And then we need to division. So a by b. Okay, so someone is coming to you and he's giving, let me execute it first. Okay, so we got everything. Okay, so we got everything. A equals to 10, B equals to 20. So addition is 30, subtraction is 20, multiplication is 200, and division is 0.5. Okay. Okay, good. Till now it's good that we did the output for everything. Okay. Now someone is coming to you and he is explicitly, his requirement is just only addition. He doesn't want subtraction, division, multiplication. He just want the output of this. Okay. So what you will do? You will comment out these fields. And you can keep this 30. But is it possible for a running program to comment out and then doing the things? No, right? So if someone's requirement is just only addition, still it will give all the outputs for subtraction, multiplication, and everything. But that should not be behavior of our program. Whatever is required from end user, we should only support that much. Okay. So in this case, function plays very important role. Okay. If someone's requirement is just only addition, so your program should only add the two numbers. If someone's requirements is division, then it should only perform the division operator. So this you can achieve with the function. How you can achieve? So let's see that. Okay. So we will define different functions for everything. Like for addition, we will have one function. For subtraction, function we have, and so on. Okay. So how can we define a function? Okay. So there is a keyword in Python, def. Okay. Def is the keyword which you can use to define a function. It will always be the def, the first keyword, whenever you are writing your function. So keep this in mind. Then now we need to create an add function. So we need to give the name of this function. So add. Okay. And then you would need to give the parenthesis. Okay. Why this parenthesis? Inside this parenthesis, you can pass the parameters required for a function. Okay, I will come to that. Okay, I should go to that only first. Okay, so this parameter, what parameter it will take? So whatever argument user will be passing. Okay, so a equals to 20, b equals to 10. If someone is passing, we need to hold this argument. So what is argument and what is parameter? So when some user is passing, whatever we are passing, okay, as a value is called as argument, and whatever is passed here is called as parameter. Okay, nothing much. Okay, so somebody also call is vice versa many times. Okay, but in reality, this is argument, this is parameter. So this add function would take some parameter to perform the add operation. Okay, on a and b it will be performing, or x and y. Okay, so it will hold those variables within it. Okay, so it could be same a comma b, or even if you are saying x comma y, it doesn't matter. It is not like this and this should be always same. Okay, but it should have that many variables as many your function call will be passing to it. Okay, so x comma y you can give. Okay, or a comma b, whatever you want, that's not a problem, but it should have two variables. If we have our program functionality to add two numbers, then it should have two variables. Okay, now we can write the same function, print x comma y, x plus y. Okay, so see the difference. Let me write for all sub, div, and null, and then we will see the difference between previously when we were doing through without function and now. Okay, the same operation. What is the difference? Add, sub, div, multiplication. Okay, so previously what was happening? We were writing this without function, then everything was executing, right? Now how we can control it?
We hope you liked this class so far. To complete this project, please log on to our website. lms.lwplabs.com. Thank you for watching.